Here is my reflection on this week's discussion about the pros and cons of the TPA Act and Trump enacting it during this crisis. I don't see any horrible cons other than that from the Politico article that it's taking parts away from companies that actually make ventilators and not cars like GM and Ford normally do. Those companies that normally do make ventilators can make them at a higher output and a faster production speed, and they won't be able to do that if GM and Ford, especially GM, have the parts and they don't. What GM should be doing, as Politico mentioned, is making more of the parts, not the specific ventilators, and leave the ventilators to the jobs of the people who know how to do it. Though that's really the only con I can see, but as for pros, I can see many. There would be more ventilators, masks, PPE, COVID tests, that and would yes, there would be less of other things that we normally have in your day-to-day life, but there are things that are more important right now in this time of need, such as those things I mentioned, than what companies like GM would normally produce. Like, we need tests and ventilators more than we need cars right now. We're social distancing, we're staying at home, we shouldn't need to buy cars. And if all of this is done and possible, then social distancing can be more of an option for some people. Most either won't leave their homes, or if they have to leave their homes and they don't have a mask, they can't social distance properly. They choose not to because they can't. I got a job at a fruit and meat market near my hometown for this crisis because I lost my job on campus, and we are not allowing people to enter the store unless they have a mask, and and if they don't, when they get to the store, we are giving them one. So that is one thing that would be more readily available, because we can stop giving people masks that need them if they can get them elsewhere. What I do think is we should have enacted this sooner, but it needs to be modified in the ways I listed before the start of this video about the Politico stuff. One more thing I would like to mention is Trump isn't realizing any of this. He just wants more ventilators, meaning he doesn't care by who. He should care by who and what would make the greatest profit. And they are not realizing how much time and money it takes to make this stuff. For GM, for a company that's used to making cars, a switch to ventilators isn't going to happen that quickly. They're completely different things. So it's gonna take time, and that's the only thing we can wait for at this point.